What's happening, and welcome back to All You Can Eat Warriors, and I mean All You Can Eat Warriors. And as you can see, we've got our little colors on today.
Up the birds.
Up the blues, baby. Up the blues. Up the mighty blues. So we're going to be doing a little bit of Origin talk. But guys, 1K celebration stream, we finally got to it, even though we hit it maybe a week or two ago. And it's a time to celebrate. And because we haven't got a game coming up, it's just a great time to hang out, share, record it, or anything that comes to mind. And also, we've got a little Kahoot at the end of it. So hang in there. We've got a little quiz for anyone. And there's a little prize at the end. Not a massive prize, not a signed jersey, none of that crap. We've got no money yet. Poor, okay? But you will get a prize. Yeah. So hang around. But my man Ash, how you doing, brother?
Good, brother, good. Awesome, man. I cannot wait for Origin coming up very, very shortly. I know Mitch Barnett's going to be the opposite side for me. I love Mitch Barnett for the Warriors, but I'm going to have to hate him next Wednesday night. So, but really, really excited, bro. And excited for the stream over tonight. Obviously, we get to finally have a proper sit down for our 1K stream like we did kind of last week, but have a bit more of a better celebration for us hitting a massive milestone and stuff like that. So, it's been great working with you so far, and for more for the future. I'm so excited, bro. Let's go.
Absolutely. And we've got a special guest, people, backstage right now. Someone that's been an OG.
Yeah.
If you know this person in the chat, you know who she is. I want to welcome in Tanya from Warriors Fan TV. How you doing, Tans?
Kia ora, everyone.
How you been?
I've been good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, we're doing real good. We're doing real good. Thank you for coming on, Tans. We appreciate you.
No, thank you. I appreciate the invite.
No problem. No problem. Hey, Tans, we'll start with you. Me and Ash we've done our thoughts over the past few days. We'll do a little recap of the game, and how'd you feel about that game? What was your thoughts on it? What stood out for you? All those types of things.
Oh, I thought it was awesome. Earlier on in the day, I freaked out because, we all got the news that he was out. Then, he was out, then Tori Picky was out. And so it was all, I panicked. I was like, oh, shit. And then the Dolphins got in first. So I was like, oh, it's not looking good. And then it was like the Penrith game. It was exactly like the Penrith game. We had the same game plan, obviously, and we started slow, but we played that way throughout the whole game. We just, I think we were focused, and we just, kept to the game plan. It was a real structured game. A bit messy, I think the Penrith game, we were a bit more organised. I think the Dolphins game were a little bit off, but hey, man, I just thought I was blown away, actually, totally blown away. With all our star players out, and we came up with a win against the top 4 team, and they're a fast back line too. I mean, there's the Dolphins aren't mugs, they're a great team, and they're in the top 4 for a reason. And here we are, 10 of our starting pack out, and we came away with the dub at home, which was beautiful. Man, I was blown away.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you just go to appreciate the team as a total, because you saw guys that hadn't been playing a lot, guys that got caught up on the day. So you saw Webby's whole, I suppose, everyone that's kind of in the mix, and it was just special. What's your thoughts on Webby after that? After I mean, he's been through some tough games, got a lot of criticism, and now he's shown some changes, and he's got guys stepping up. What's your thoughts on him?
I just think it goes to show Webby's vision. You know, like, and just onto it. I mean, to have all those, and then Dallin, I mean, he rang Dallin at church. I saw that little clip of Dallin saying, oh, you know, I got a phone call when I'm at church, and he's like, oh, you're playing fullback. But it just goes to show his vision of the club and just how much he loves the boys and how much he, you know, just how much he trusts everyone. Doesn't matter where you're at, like, even with standing AFB down, for instance. Just goes to show that no one above anybody else in the club. Like, everyone's on the same page. Everyone's treated equally. You know, there's no hierarchy system, and I love that. I mean, previous to that, I was like, oh shit, man. You know, this guy's got to change the game plan. I think there were a lot of us that were quite worried because it just looked it was so repetitive in our attack. But yeah, it just showed, like I said, it just shows his vision for the club and his players and the game plan and the structure that he wants.
Yep. I think it was really, really good just to see, like, obviously, you know, we had that 4-week block of like struggles that we hadn't saw from last year. You know what I mean? We had such a great year last year, so many positives. And then it made a lot of people rethink a couple of things within those 4-week period and that, but it also, as I was saying to Levon last time on the last stream, and that was like, pressure creates diamonds. And hopefully this is starting to see the turn of everything again. Like, Webby's still learning as a coach. He's still learning little things. And it also showed that our systems, no matter what, from top to bottom, it's kind of plug and play, like, you know, last minute changes and all that. And the boys still went out there and they hit their jobs to perfection, or as high as they could, especially with the level of play that we had out in that field, comparatively to a top 4 team. So, yeah, really, really good signs overall to see that. And especially we needed those 2 wins before the bye, because we went in there without the Panthers game and without the Dolphins game. Struggle street, man. Real struggle street from us there.
Yeah, and I mean, I tried to get tickets to the Storm game today, and there's no tickets available. There's no tickets available until like game 17 or something. I was just like, you're kidding me. That's how great we're doing. And, look, I just think, are we going to see a change in the way we play now after the bye? Like, Timaiti was a OG on, you know, there's no doubting it. But it wasn't just his attack, his defence. I mean, that Herbie Farnsworth tackle, you know, he made that tackle on Herbie Farnsworth when he got that breakaway, the tackle on Jack Bostock down the sideline. Like, I was just like, this man is on. Like, he was just involved in everything, man. And I just thought, mate, even Dallin, like, there's not one player that I can say, oh, well, bro, you know, you kind of let the team down. Not one of them. I just thought, man, you just all went out there and did your jobs and just iced it, man. It was so good. And it just makes you think, well, shit, I hope, you know, are there going to be changes? Are we going to see changes? And is Timaiti going to, that's if he stays in the halves, or is CHT going to slot back in when SJ comes back? So there's a lot of questions, but I mean, it'll be good to see some changes, because I like to see it when both halves kick. I like that. I don't know what other people's opinions are, but it was good to see him and CHT sharing that responsibility. And I think it throws the defence off as well when you've got both halves kicking on both sides of the field. Kind of gives you more options on attack, and it throws the defence off because they don't know where. And I think that's why we're winning these games. These last two, because we've had these new players in from Cup. So the defence is like, well, who are these guys? We've never played against these guys. We've never defended against them, you know, and the likes of Paul Roach and Ali and all that. So, and I think that's another thing why we won, is because the defence doesn't know these boys, you know, and hard to read. They don't know how to defend them, don't know how they're going to read them on attack. So, yeah, awesome.
And I think Tans is like, we've got a few more, like after the bye, there's a lot of questions to ask, but we also got a lot of answers from that performance. Like, we found out more about Timaiti. we found out about Paulie Roach. None of us really knew about Paulie Roach. You're seeing Laban a bit more. Taufa looked good, being called up on the day. Like, so there's some answers to, and the attack, like you mentioned, the attack looks so different with it more balanced. Even I've mentioned Dylan Walker as being kind of that key guy. I suppose for you, what is your Whakaaro moving forward, and what changes do we need to make, or what do we need to keep currently? What's your thoughts?
That's a good question, bro. Far out. I'd like to see Dylan Walker stay at the starting 13. Because what's good is that we haven't missed his impact off the bench, and I think that's our bench rotation's been awesome. Even with and Laban, hats off to him. He was awesome on the weekend. It's really hard to know because you never know with Webby what he's like a magician. He just always pulls a rabbit out of the hat. So you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know what's going to change. But I hope we do see slight changes. I hope that Te Mairi's given more responsibility if he's still named in the halves. I hope he, because I mean, look, just because he's also a ball running half. Like SJ used to be, back in the day when SJ was younger, SJ was that ball running half. And Te Mairi is also, he's good for that too. But I liked how we just played through the middle. We didn't try and cut corners. We ran direct lines. And I hope we just stick with whatever they did at training, whatever Webby told them, I hope they stick to that, but they just nail it.
Yeah.
They just nail, like I think you said it, Ash, that a couple of weeks ago, that it's not like we're predictable. It's just they've got to learn to ice those moments, ice those plays when they go in to do those attacking plays, whether it's out to the right all the time or whatever. They've just got to learn to ice it and do it properly. And I think, they just, whatever they're planning to do out there, they have to do it like, and I hate to say this, like the top teams, like it fucking ice those moments, man. Mm-hmm. Like the Storm, like Penrith, but hey, we beat Penrith, so yeah.
I think, the main thing, is honestly is just running all our plays with conviction. And I think the big change that I think we've seen the last couple of weeks, I know it doesn't seem that way because our attack has opened up so well because of it. But I think we stripped our game back completely to where I think we're just hitting our edge back rollers hard. We're playing really direct, as you were saying, with Dylan Walker in the middle, we're playing really direct and really quick and like front foot footy. And usually I felt like when we went, that period there, we relied on SJ and doing the same thing of like right side shift to get it done like we were last year. When we hit that last year, we were incredible at hitting that, but not understanding that what opened up that look and what created that side to really be that damaging. And that was more so of hitting our edge back rollers, hitting those short balls off Rocco and all that. And that will open up the backline shift. When we're seeing on the weekend, having Mitch Barnett on the edge back row and him hitting those lines, just continuing hitting those lines, I think we just earned a confidence in our team and the effort started to really flow. And I think it's just, honestly, it's just stripping back the game a little bit. And it's opened up so many different looks. It's like a really weird one to really put your finger on. Still defensively, we still have a couple of things to work on in that. But I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, honestly, it's just we started playing more directs and, front foot footy.
You even look at Marcelo Montoya. He probably had his best game of the season. Bunty was just on a whole nother level, man. Bunty was just another one that I think probably had his best game of the season was Bunty. And I love it that him and Jazz are getting more minutes, because of all the injuries. So he got 2 stints, and I just love that. I love that for them. I love it because it'll boost their confidence. And you just saw it. You saw in the way they were playing and the way they were running with the ball. I mean, they were just like, we're going to battle, and we're going to win this game. We're not, and that's what the attitude looked like on the field, where they're like, we're not walking away with a loss today. We're here to play, and we're here to win. And it came through. And man, I'm still in shock. I've watched the game 3 times since, and then I watched it again last night, and then after that I watched the Penrith game again because I was just like, man, like. And also with these injuries out, they're opening up that left side, and it's good because I mean we saw how damaging Montoya was. I think not last season because but
it was early last season. Yeah, you're right.
The damaging player he is. We know how good he is when he's got the ball in hand and when he's got that space to move. Yep. So it's great. It's great that the ball's going out that way, but. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked we got these 2 wins against 2 top teams because it just gives us faith again. Like, okay, cool. But I do think some things need to change in our attack, and I think that's shown in the last 2 weeks. And I think all the boys, SJ, all of them, I think even them sitting on the sidelines will see that too. We'll see that, hey, man, like, okay, if this is working against 2 top 4 teams, then we'll have to incorporate some of this when we all get back there. We have to work together and we have to bounce off one another and figure out there's different strategies because every team's different, so you have to come up with different plays when you're playing different teams because different teams also have their strengths. So that's why video prep's probably so important because you have to. That's why I watch every game like you, Ash, because I like to know who their strike weapons are. How they play. Because then when we go to play that team, I'm like, right, they have to watch out for this guy, that guy. They have to watch out for like the Rabbitohs when Latrell sweeps around and and offloads to Cody and out to Alex Johnston. But just things like that. Yeah, I mean, I hope we see some really good changes because I think it's going to amplify our attack tenfold.
I think the biggest thing we're taking out of this is like what you're saying also is like we've set standards now, and that was with our reserve grade mostly side. Like we set the standard now of effort and just going back out there. It's time for our big boys to come back and really play out that. And I think the big thing obviously with dropping Adden over the weekend too, it's another showing of like we're setting standards again. Like it felt like maybe those standards like faltered a little bit within those 5 games. After the Rabbits game, maybe we thought this was going to take it a little bit easier, you know what I mean? But we can't do that in this competition. As we see, there's so many teams getting knocked off. The Broncos get knocked off by the Titans on the weekend. Like, we can't sit back and think it's going to happen. We've got to go out there and attack every game. So you're 100% right on that, Tons.
Manly knocked off the Storm, and it just goes to show it doesn't matter. And Rio, actually, the bro, he said in one of our group chats, he was like, there's no easy games in the NRL. And he's dead right, because you just don't know on any given day, whatever team you're playing. And that's what people would have been saying about us against Penrith or about us against Broncos. They'll be like, Warriors won't win against those teams. That's top 4, they won't win. And it just depends on what attitude. The mentality you have when you go out onto that field is paramount. It's probably more important than your physical health, because you've got to be dialed in mentally, and you've got to, and it's not an ego thing. It's just knowing that, mate, I'm here, I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability. I'm not leaving anything out here on the field, and you're my enemy, and I'm going to smash you, and just, and it's war out there. It is. It's a battle, and you've got to be prepared to go to war for your brothers and the, the man next to you. Well, that's what I think anyway. It's war, 100%. Man. No friends on game day, baby.
No way.
What Tans for Webby moving forward, he's got some real tricky ones to make, because if he goes ahead and puts Capewell straight back in and it bombs, that could turn sour. If he brings in other guys, and they bomb, and because we've seen these other guys perform, how do you think he'll manage integrating Capewell, Tohu back? Because Tohu was our starting lock, and we I think majority agree that Walker is the better look moving forward, or currently at least. How do you think he manages all that stuff when the starters come back?
I mean, I know what a lot of us fans want to see, but I think, I dogged Webby. Well, not live, but I did in our Warriors fan TV group. And I was like, "What is this guy on, man?" Like, I was frustrated. I was like, "What is it?" Something needs to change. And I can't see him benching, like having Tohu come off the bench. In my honest opinion about Capewell, he hasn't really impressed me so far this season. I don't think he does much, to be honest. And if I was Webby, I'd probably keep Laban in there, coming off the bench and just keeping it like it. I just don't think even Laban starting Capewell off the bench. I don't know, but he hasn't really done anything to impress me this year. I was expecting, and I think we all do, coming from the Broncos. We're all expecting great things. When I heard he was coming, I was like, why? Why do we need him? I don't think we need anyone. I'm just like, nah, man, we're all good. We're fine. But I don't know what he's gonna do. But I'd say he'll start Tohu and Dylan will go back to the interchange.
Yep.
But I just think the intensity will change. I think he'll take things back to the way they were, but I just think the intensity with which the players play with, I think that's going to change.
Yeah, because I think there was like a little moments in like all the games that we lost to, like, the Titans game where when we started to turn it back on, when we were chasing the game, you could see like everything roll and everything were going together. It honestly looked like we were a sleeping giant for a lot of those periods there. It's like we had moments where we looked like we were unstoppable, but the boys just turned it off. And a lot of it did happen when we go out to Leeds and we thought it was easy to happen, with like some of our best players on the field. But I agree, Tans, like, when Capewell came over, I think the biggest worry for me was his injury history, especially later on in his career. Like, if Capewell is healthy and ready to go, we could get a good Capewell. He's got a lot of potential of what he could open up in our attack and stuff like that. But we haven't seen it because he hasn't been on the field. And it doesn't look like he's been healthy to even start a year. And there's been no combination built with him and Shawnee. It feels like it's one of those signings that hopefully we haven't failed in that area. We obviously lost Curran because he wanted to leave us. And, that is all goods and that. And we try to replace him with Capewell, thinking the more experienced type of Josh Curran type. It just didn't work out that way. I'd probably like to see him maybe more so come off the bench. I know he's probably on a decent pay packet, and I don't know if that's really the way things will go, especially a hierarchy in the team and that. But I'd like to see him come off the bench because he can cover multiple positions, and maybe Webby just tell him, listen, like, you're losing an opportunity here if you don't show me something, that sort of thing. And start near Cordair. Like we saw near Cordair on the weekend, and he opened up a lot of things for our attack there. And then on Tohu, like, if Tohu gets back that starting role just because of, being the captain, all that sort of stuff coming to the team, I would love to see a little bit of reduced minutes for Tohu, and especially, run more Dylan Walker. I'd love to see that.
I totally agree on that. I don't think, and it's unfair for him to play 80 minutes anyway, like,
100.
Yeah.
Because he does so much mahi, when he's out there, he works like a pack horse, and
he does.
I just think, man, like, if you're going to play him, give him the first, I don't know, 25 minutes or 30 minutes at max, take him off 10 minutes before halftime, give him a good 20-minute break, make him, maybe he starts in the second half for a good 15 minutes and then, because I think that was a lot of our problem because, man, we look gas. Tohu looked gas in some of it. Not just him, a few of our players, and it's like, I'd be screaming at the TV like, bro, man, you need to come on. You need to put someone on there because our boys are tired, and you're not going to win games when your players are exhausted. You're just not going to do it. No. And that's when that fatigue sets in. You're tired. You're just like, bro, like I just, man. And that's frustrating. It's like, bro, you need to know when to, because I've seen a lot of comments on pages and a lot of people were saying, what, like with the interchanges, we've seen a couple of games there where we're, like our, like when Roach didn't even get a game, when Pompey didn't even get games. So we're questioning, why have you got these players on the bench if you're not going to use them? Because the interchange is imperative.
Yeah.
And knowing how to use your interchange and when to use your interchange players is so important, man. And I was getting concerned about that. I was like, bro, man, you need to, like, work that out. Whoever's in charge of that needs to figure it out and know when to take players off, and just to trust the man on the bench anyway. Why put him on there if you're not going to play him? Like, if you're going to name him, use him, and it's as simple as that. That's my opinion. I think if you're going to name someone, use them.
Yep.
Otherwise, don't bother putting them there.
No, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, but I do think we'll see. I do think we'll see changes in the way that we play and the way that we attack our game plan. I think is going to be different.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Hey, guys, thank you for everyone in the chat. Yeah, please hit the like and subscribe if you're here for the first time. Also, guys, we're going to send out the link for the stream. I've just put it in the chat. So anyone of you guys that have been fans of the show, that want to support the show and want to share a bit of a kordero, jump on. We're going to open it up for about half an hour or so. Just come and have a chat with us and Tarns, and we'll keep talking while we're waiting back. Feel free to jump in and have a kordero. This is a 1K celebration. We want to show our love to all of our supporters. So if you feel up for it, you don't have to be on the camera like us. You can just be audio, whatever's comfortable for you. Come and have a little kordero with us. But the link is in the chat. We're going to open it up for about half an hour or so. But yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I love your guys' content. I jump off our podcast on a Monday and I switch straight over to, come straight over to your guys' channel. So I leave that one and we say our goodbyes, and then I come over and jump straight on your guys' one. Really informative. Just the way you break down the plays, the way you and the stats, Ash. Like, I just appreciate it because it gives other fans insight into what yous are seeing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us, we see the games differently, we watch it differently, we critique differently. And so when we see other fans, the way they break down the plays and the things that they share, you think it's like, oh, okay, then true, because some fans can be harsh. I know I can be sometimes, and, we can be harsh in the way that we call a play or we judge them. And then, so when we hear another fan's perspective of the game, it's good.
I really.
Sorry, go Ash. I'm going to ask Hans a question.
No, on that point though, I really do enjoy listening to everyone's opinion. You guys all jump in here, Jacko here, Tarns. When you jump in, Tarns, it's awesome. And I always like to pick all your brains. If I debate in the comment section, it opens up my mind too, because if you say something that I'm not looking at, a lot of the time, during that weekend and stuff, I'm just deep diving into stats and really figuring out if that is really an issue or what's really going on there. And so if we listen to all each other, even there's so you can listen to everyone's opinion and everyone's got a little bit of truth and everything. You just got to pick it all apart and put it all together. And having channels like you guys with Warriors Fan TV and then, Fanatics and all that sort of stuff, we're all a massive group. We're a massive community, and it's good to see everyone jump on each and every channel and support. And we learn so many different things in the game that way. So it's an amazing community.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Tarns, I was going to ask you about RTS. And again, this goes back to that kordero about we've got guys that come in like Pompey and showing us that we've missed something or that they've improved in the position. What's your call on RTS? Do we keep him at center or do we move him to the wing, or what's your whakaaro around that?
Well, Pompey's played last 2 weeks, right, in center, and man, don't you think there's been a huge difference? But I put that down to the fact that Adam and Montoya have got that, they know each other. They know the way each other plays, how they, they just, it's that link that they have. Whereas obviously RTS and Montoya don't have that yet. And on the weekend, on Sunday, when I saw CNK named at centre, straight away, I'm like, oh man, light bulbs and flashes are going off. I'm like, oh. We know that CNK, he started his career on the edges. He started on the wing. Yeah. I think it was on the wing. And so I was like, oh, are we – I'm going to throw the question, what do you think? I mean, CNK played in the centres for the Kiwis. He got, MVP for that series, for the Pacific series. What would that look like as CNK? I mean, we know he can distribute the ball. We see that with him at fullback when he distributes that ball to the, out to the right, just the way he does that sweep play. what would he be like? And we've seen him in the halves, of course, and how good he was there. What would it look like with CNK at centre, RTS at fullback? What would that look like?
It'd be interesting. It's wild because it's like I think we've put ourselves in a position now where like out of the two, like when the way I broke it down to start the year, out of the two, like I don't rate CNK at the center. Like I've seen CNK in like top grade at the center. You know, he started off career at center and that with the Warriors, then moved over to the Raiders, became a fullback, and then he's really played his best football for me at fullback and consistently at fullback. So for me, it's like that's where for me is like I can't see him moving from that. With RTS, it's like we've seen him at fullback be incredible, Daily M winner. We want that sort of RTS back, obviously, and we were expecting that to come back in the center and really to fly there. You know what I mean? Especially when we see players like Valentine Holmes in the center position come back. He used to be a fullback winger, come in and really play the way he has. Defensively, he's had some struggles to start this season as well, but still, like he's still one of the top centers in the competition. So we thought that would be what we see with RTS. And still, I still hold out hope. I saw a lot of good things out of RTS, all the little things out of RTS. I just felt like our left side just weren't using him to the full intent as what we got this, you know, the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like our attack opened up. And if we had the same effort and ability with RTS there, what type of RTS would we have seen attacking-wise at that center position there with one-on-one? You know what I mean? Like the way Pompey was playing there. And
that's what I mean about how I think things are going to look a lot different when these players come back, because that left side, has been opened up in these last 2 weeks. We've seen a lot more ball go out that way, a lot more of our attack go out that way. Yep. And hopefully we see that, because we need to unleash him. He needs to be, you know, like he's not, I don't think RTS is being unlocked. And that's my personal opinion. I think he's he's awesome. He's, you know, whether he plays in the centre or the wing, you know, I think, but I just don't think he's being utilised, or his creative or his skills are being utilised. Like, man, someone needs to unlock that door. I don't know what needs to, but something needs to happen for him to be able to create that flair that, you know, just to be him. He just needs to be him out on that field, and I don't think he's been given the space to do that yet.
I think the quickest way we could do that is what everyone's saying, is maybe to put him onto a wing position, because that will help him do a lot of the things that we wanted to see out of RTS. Even though I do believe that he'd be doing pretty much exactly the same thing as what he's doing at center, you know, the tough carries through the middle. But the only added thing is him out of the back end. But then now we're in a position now where Monty's starting to get back into form, and we've seen Montoya have some really good moments under us too. So it feels really tough for me to be like, well, Monty needs to go. Put RTS back out there when he's just regathering his form. He's only just come back off cup and he's starting to look really, really good. So for me, I'm just like, I would love to see RTS one more crack, only for, like, in my opinion, I want to see if it was definitely Pomps that opened things up, because I don't believe Pomps opened it up solely. I believe that just this little period, we stripped the game back completely. We had an edge back roller that was demanding the ball, that was running lines with intent. And Jacko does that, but I think Jacko gets through a ton more work, that his line running isn't as impactful as a lot of other, you know, edge back rollers sometimes gets caught out there. And I think with the switching of our sixes didn't help out that left side either. And we finally sat down and gone to Mides playing, you know, both sides and using Chanel on the weekend. So there's a lot of things that's like, we're in a position that we just want to see RTS get utilized, but it's just really tough to say that. Was it because of that center position? Was it because of Tamade not using him well there? Was it because of the left side not opening up? Is it because now we're running with effort? There's so many questions up in the air. So it's really, really tough to answer that question at the moment, eh?
Yeah, like, you know, like Webby's fucking, it's really frustrating, because, you know, you just never know. You don't know who's going to be named in what position, you know, teamless Tuesdays. Then you see the extended bench and you think there's a conspiracy theory going on, because you're like, oh, hold on a minute. Why is this bloke named? And, you know, well, something's going on. And, I mean, my opinion. I just think he needs to be unlocked. Something needs to happen, and something needs to change in order for that to happen, because it's not going to happen if they go back to playing like they were prior to these 2 weeks. If they go back to play where they dominate, where they're right side dominant, we're not gonna. Why bring him back? Why go out of your way to sign a contract with him if you're just going to leave him over there and not feed any ball out that way?
Yeah.
Unless you're going to use him as a roaming centre, which was meant to happen. But it could be his. Is he down on confidence? Who knows? But he needs to be unleashed. They need to take the reins off him and just let him go for it. Let him do a Joe Amana. Let him go wherever the hell he wants to go. Just, bro, here's the ball. Do whatever you want to do. And just, because I think, the Warriors have never been a structured team. Prior, years ago, we always played off the cuff footy. It's like we never went out there with a game plan. Maybe do that for 20 minutes of the game where it's just, here's the ball, boy, here, just do your thing. Because there's players on that team that have got so much potential, man, and so much to offer, but you're not using them to the best of their abilities.
Yeah.
Because when I heard CH, I was more happy about CHT's return than I was about RTS's, because we all know what RTS is capable of. We know his fast feet. Whereas I don't think CHT's been. I don't know. I don't think he's reached his, the height of his potential either.
Yeah.
And because he can hit like a prop as well. That's why I was so happy that he was coming back. But yeah, I just think players need to be unleashed.
I think it sucks because, with all these questions, it's we also got to understand too, to start the season, we've had that many chops and changes. As I've been touching on multiple times, it's we haven't seen our first squad at all this year. There's not been one game this year that we've had the full team that we wanted on the field at the same time. CNK out back, RTS at center. Because when CNK is not there, Tane comes in. When Tane's not there, RTS goes back. RTS has played on the wing. RTS has only played 5 games as center. That's the only time we've ever seen him there. And for me, it's really tough to say that he's not a center when we only seen him there for 5 games. He's learning a new position. We put him to a wing. He knows his wing, but wing's so open, especially these days. If we want RTS to get back to a 200 meter a game type RTS, I don't know if his body will be able to hold that either. That's another thing that pops up in my head is there was a lot of questions that when Monty got dropped in that Knights game, that RTS was training in that wing position, then his hemi goes. Is that him overworking there in that winger position? Moving a lot more in the field? There's a lot of things that there's a lot of questions still. There's still so many questions. I think we just had one of those years that at the moment we've had that many different halves pairing. We've had a whole new spine on the weekend again. We haven't been settled at all this year. And it really sucks to see that. We're playing a ton of effort now. I just want to see that with our full strength squad and see what it actually looks like before making these big changes of comps must stay there. Because RTS has been brought for a reason. It's just I want to see that happen yet. You know what I mean? It sucks.
Yeah.
We're in a tough position because we want to win games and get into the 8 now too. So all these changes better be right, because if it's not right, then we're going to fall back into a hole. And we're all worried about that as well.
Yeah.
Time is our enemy because we don't have, we're around 13 now, right? Round 13, got the bye. So we're halfway through the season, so we can't afford to be. If we're gonna get it right, we need to get it right now. There's no mucking around. And I think Webby's, I don't know, not a stubborn coach, but he's very set in his ways, and we see that through the team list. Because I know, multiple weeks we've just been like, bro, why is he even there? But obviously he's got a vision. He's set in his ways. He sees I don't know, the bigger picture about when it comes to the team and what he wants from them as a playing group.
Yeah.
So we've obviously got that vision, but there's just, I don't know, something needs to click, right? Because something's not clicking. There's just something that's off. How we were last season, we were all on. We were great, but then now we've lost players. We've got new players come in, and there's just something that's not.
Yeah. I think he's got to make a call definitely on some guys. I think he's got to decide. He's going to make some hard calls because what I actually think is he actually needs to follow this new structure, this new style, this balance, and that means he will have to make some changes. So he'll have to either get Sean on board. Well, he have to get Sean on board because the data's shown us. We've seen that these guys can beat Penrith and top 4 Dolphins without your help. So we still trust you, Sean, but we need to integrate you with what these guys have shown. But then again, I still think he needs to change the system and implement those guys. So we're talking about Walker, definitely. I think even Barnett on the edge looks great. Whether you go with that or definitely Marata. I like what he did with Marata and Ford. He kind of swapped them in and out. You saw Ford go in the middle a bit, and then Marata pushed to the edge early. Great. If you know when that defensive line's a bit softer, Marata move one out. You go on. That's like little tweaking in that. But then again, I would have loved to have seen like RTS and play with these two and see what the difference would have been. So say playing with CNK or CHT and see what it would have looked like. I just hope that when he gets back, we haven't fallen into that same pattern again. Because then he's going to just be obsolete. And that's where the question is like, he needs to be looked at. How do you maximize him? Like you said, Tons.
100%, 100%, because he's just a waste sitting out there doing nothing. I mean, he's known as one of the best centers in the comp. I mean, everyone, not just Warriors fans, not even the Warriors, even all the freaking opposition players, opposition coaches would have been, okay, so how do we defend this guy? Well, it's been pretty freaking easy so far because for whatever reason, there's there's great plays, but then there's just players like we've just spoken about that haven't been unlocked, that haven't, man. Yeah, and
I think there was a Tamaiti too. There was a Tamaiti that wasn't confident, and there was no communication on that side. Like they had like nothing. Like RTS was 5 meters back sometimes. I was like, this is just not working.
Yeah, because he's not communicating to his edge. There was no communication on that side. Yeah.
Did you see Dallin on the weekend? Did you see it when I think we just scored a try? It might have been Dallin's try actually. Did you see him turn around to Kusi and go, bro?
Cool.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
You need to talk. And I was just like, bro, that's so onto it because he's letting his brother know, like, bro, if you need something from me or you need to talk to me, you need to let me know what you're seeing. What it is you see, what you need me to do. And I was just like, see, that's it right there, man. Communication. Like you've got to communicate those things. And if you think there's an opening, bro, like, you've got to listen to one another. And I just think that's what they weren't doing, is listening to one another, or probably felt like maybe they didn't have a voice because, he's SJ, he's Sean Johnson. He's, one of the best halves in the competition and he's been around for a long time. But I hope that them sitting on the sidelines and I think SJ's onto it. I think he'll be sitting back like going, bro, like, man, this is why is this happening like this? What didn't we see before this? So, and now they know what Tamaiti is capable of and how he can just like, look at him, 3 repeat sets, man. We had the ball for like a whole 5 minutes. We didn't score on each, but the point is that pressure alone was just like, man, like, come on. He didn't get 1 7 tackle set, none of that crap. He just put those balls in the perfect places and 3 repeat sets. And when you got a player that can do that and defend as well, mate, you got to, you can't just have him there just cause, reason, and both of yous kick, both of yous do whatever yous need to do, but just practice it. I don't know, go to training, have it. Because I was thinking, does the coach ever turn around to the boys and say, you know what, boys, I'm going to let you figure out the game plan this week?
I think they were figuring it out a little bit, these guys.
Yeah.
With Walker, I think Walker was the key for me. He kind of set the tone and set the spacing and all that. But I honestly feel like they were calling it on the fly a little bit. Like
that's what they look different, didn't they? They look different to even the Penrith game. Like I was saying, they didn't look as polished as what they did in the Penrith game. But I'm thinking, are they playing more off the cuff? Did they just go out there and think, you know what, let's just go out there, have fun, just like we do at training, you know.
It felt like that,
but let's just pass the ball around. Like, I think what I can't stand in a game is one out passing, man. I'm just like, you are not going to make any meters. You're not going to get up the field. So when they spread the ball around, like you look at teams like Penrith, like the Broncos, that ball is not stagnant.
Yeah.
Very rarely is that ball staying stagnant. It's only doing those one out carries. And we're doing a lot of that. Like everyone was just involved. I mean, I don't know how many carries did Moala have?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just everyone needs to play, not just there's 13 players in a team, well, 17, you know, but sometimes it looks like there's only 9 players on the field that are actually getting the ball and playing.
Yeah, I think the positive I took out of this last couple of weeks though is kind of what I said before when Shawnee went down. Is like now we got to see what Tamaite had to do. He back against the wall, he had to stand up in these moments, and now he's shown his ability. Like if we do cast back to last year, we had Tamaite for I think what was it 4 weeks to start the season last year, and our attack looked really really nice there. Him playing in that 6th role, and they had a combination going both ways. I think a lot of it has all come down to that. I feel like to start the season, the amount of injuries, everything going, no one's set in their ways. But I felt like when Tamaite got put back in there, obviously losing the 6th role to Metcalf, and due to mainly because of a big injury, he never got back to that form. He never got back to that confidence. And I feel like he needed these last 2 weeks to understand like what type of player he is and what he can bring to the side. And I think that's a lot of the reason why I do believe that left side attack never got unlocked. Because again, like when I cast my eye back to when we had Metcalf there, I do believe that left side did look a lot better than when we lost Metcalf. And a lot of that did come from just direct game plan. Everyone was just playing off the front foot, using our edge back rollers, that sort of stuff. Then when Tamaite came there, he had that amazing game with the Rabbits, but he didn't get confidence from that game for some reason. And then it just ended up being a lull. And a lot of it came off, you know, Shawnee not training with the squad too, with the Achilles injury, 6 weeks out, wasn't training with the boys together. You had obviously Tohu hanging on by a thread. You had all these boys going out there hampered with injury. That's why I'm holding out hope to see that the boys have seen this game plan be played out with effort. Because honestly, I don't think there's been too much of a change overall with the game. Obviously, it's less right reliant at the moment, that sort of thing. But everything else is very similar to what we've been doing well last year. But we lost that through the period here because we went back to like the Broncos are struggling with that at the moment. The Broncos, if you're actually watching a lot of the Broncos, they believe too much in their attack and they're really falling back into their attacking system and saying that no matter what, we're going to beat you from every part of the field. And it's actually faltering them more so than not.
Yeah, and that's what happens when ego comes into it too, Ash. You know, when you get, and I mean, that's half the sports meet, you know, I mean, they talk up, you know, Haas, Paddy Carrigan, Reece Walsh, I mean, Ezra Mam. It's like, bro, you know, I think sometimes these sports journos don't realise the harm they must do because they just feed these egos. Like, bro, like, you know, like... Yeah, and it just cracks me up. It really makes me laugh. I'm just like, I just think they build them up and then just to break them down. And it's not fair because there's so many players I think that are overrated as well, and that the true hardworking players, ones that frickin' grind it out every week, aren't fully appreciated. Like our Bunty, for instance, you know, like, man, and Jazzy, like, I just think those two were absolute beasts on Sunday, and I'm just so happy for them that they had such good games because they're just true warriors.
Can I ask you guys a question about the meters and yardage? Like we won the yardage battle again, one post contact. I suppose we got maybe a little glimpse at what it might look like post add-in. Now
I've got a lot of stats on that too, my bro. You know that you know that we've only lost our run meters like twice, two games this year that we've only been behind on run meters. So can you guess what 2 games they were?
Ooh, it would have been the Knights one.
One of them, no, it wasn't the Knights. It was the Roosters game and the Dragons game. So the only 2 games we lost our run meters overall. So every other game this year we've led in run meters.
Long
and
range
also
drives
to add on back of that too, bro. Add on back of that too. We've led in possession in every game bar one. And
wow.
That one game is the Newcastle Knights. And that's that the Newcastle Knights game we won 20-12. That was the only game we've ever been behind on possession. So it shows that like every other part of our game is right. And even when we had RTS at center, we can get out of our back end so easily. And I think that was the best part of having RTS there is like we get that added click in that center position that's going to work, tirelessly through the middle, that sort of stuff. On the back of that, like, we've won a lot of our stats all the way through. It's kind of like if you watch the rugby league eye test on X and that, it was saying that we're dominant in pretty much every area of football until it goes into the opposite end of the try line. And when we were just running that right side shift and it just wasn't working, but we're going way too sideways, or defending our own line. They were the only two areas that we were down on. And every other part of the game is perfect. So those are the two little things that we've slightly tried to fix up on lately. Obviously, we had an uptick in our attack lately, which is good to see. But defensively is a big one there too. So it's like, it's a query, because I feel like a lot of it is that we've been hampered with so many different combinations this year that we haven't seen anything that what we need to. So RTS Shawnee's just relying on what he knows worked last year, which is not working currently. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is them running through the motions. So, as I keep touching on, it's like they weren't using their edge back rollers effectively, especially in that good 4 to 5 year game block. Like we had games where Jacko only ran for about 50 meters in those games. Like, you pointed out, Levon, that was the game with the Drags that, even though two boys were hampered with injury, we combined 50 meters with both our edge back rollers. And when you look at the best attacking teams in the competition, you got Manly with Ola Kawatu, you got the Titans with Dave Fafita, you got, well, no, Titans aren't the best team in comp, but you know what I mean? That you got a really heavy attacking edge back roll. You got the Broncos with Jordan Ricky and Brendan Biacorda. You got like the Cowboys with Jeremiah Nenai, and that they hit those edge back rollers, and that's what opens up everything else. And I feel like the boys forgot about that when they get down to the opposite end of the field. Like we can get out of our own end all goods because our back line's incredible. It's just, the boys have got to put it all together down the other end of the field. So that's why it's so tough to say, like, what changes. And I feel like the boys have showed effort changes everything now. And I think that's the only thing we need to get back into our game plan is just run it to full eviction. And a lot of it may have came down to the boys were carrying injury, that too. So, Shawnee being out without no training, that did not help. And now we've learned that we can hold Shawnee back, put Tamati in there for a couple of weeks, and it doesn't falter too much. You know what I mean? Webby's starting to learn that now. So hopefully we can take that on to the next, period after the bye.
And Webby looked happy as punch, at the presser. He was, he was full of smiles. One, because obviously old Barney's made it into Origin, so shout out to Barney and the Blues. Go the Blues.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, tons.
But you're damn right, Ashley. We don't have any problem getting out of our end. It's just getting over the line down the other end. And we saw that. We saw that on Sunday. I mean, with all those repeat sets, it took us, the third, fourth set to get over the line. But I noticed we're not, it's like we don't play slow, but we play, I don't know. It's like we don't do anything flashy. That's what we're just back to basics, mate. We just stuck to the basics. Got the ball, ran the ball, made our tackles, and I think maybe that was it. It's like, okay, we've got 2 huge games, got Penrith, we've got the Dolphins. This is the game plan. Get the ball, hold the ball, run with the ball when you get it, and just, nothing flashy, no flash on, take the tackle, and, just keep grinding it out, set after set. And obviously, in the end, that won us the game. But I do think we like the Knights game and the top. We're just finding it hard to get over that line once we're down that end, and we have to.
Exactly.
We need to figure out how to do that. And edge back rows need to, and they put in that mahi though. They do put in that mahi, but there's, like I said earlier, there's something. I don't know if they need a sprinkle of fairy dust or something, but like. We need to figure out how to open up those gaps again. And the only way you're going to do that is by passing that ball around and putting someone through those, Yeah, man, those nice little short passes like Timoides one last week when he put Ali through and then put Adam through, Pompey through. Those nice little flat short passes.
Yep.
And just to know when to do things. And Timoides people forget. He played with JT, at the Cowboys, he's played with the best, one of the best halves, or if not the best half, far out forever. And he actually got brought in to replace JT when JT retired, did he not?
Yeah, well, there was a period there, like if we go back to, I think, when did he come into the competition? Like 2014, something like that. Came in with the Panthers, but the raps over him, he was supposed to be the next best half in the competition for years to come, but had injury troubles in and out of the Panthers squad, went to the Cowboys. They went to the grand final with him and Jonathan Thurston on, if I do remember it correctly, in 2018. I'm pretty sure that's what you're, alluding to there. Like, if we said that back in those days that he was going to come to the Warriors within those days, like, we would have been like, he would have been $1 million player. Like, you know what I mean? We've got him for cheap as chips, and he's just had some injury-riddled seasons, and obviously the big injury that had him out. He's got this potential in him. He just needed the confidence to get back to that potential.
I just think he needed the time on the field by himself to be the leader, to be the one, leading the waka, rowing the waka. I just think he needed this time without SJ on the field. And I think the whole club actually did, Webby included, to see what he can actually do out there. And mate, the last 2 weeks, he's been like last night, like I said, I was watching the game again. I'm just sitting there shaking my head like, bro, like defensively, I think he missed a couple of tackles, but still the ones he made were like vital, vitally important. And he was just there, that catch he done when he was facing the goal line. He took that catch, but I was just watching him like, bro, man, you are arms. Like,
yeah,
needs to be used, and that's, come on, man. You got 13 players that take that field. Use all 13, not just 9 or 10 of them. Use the whole lot, and I don't know, let the boys figure out a game plan. Just be like, okay, boys, I'm leaving it up to you. You go out there, have a korero about what it is you want the game plan to look like, or what it is you want to produce out there on the field. And just let them go for it. Because, man, like, you've got a lot of experience out there. Heaps. Yeah. Like also with Kurt Capewell, he's played, he's a seasoned player.
Yeah.
Not like he's been around, he's played for some great teams. He's played so the boys need to sit down and just talk and just be like, bro, I think, and just bounce off one another, bounce ideas off one another, and then go out there onto the training paddock and put it to the test.
Yeah. So like with Timoides, like, it's like, if you look at, I wish there's like, hopefully, I'm not too sure because I haven't looked at Timoides highlights and stuff, but people, like, go check it out on YouTube, see if there's any like Timoides highlights that you saw like early years. Like, I remember those are like some of the glory years. I used to watch a ton of footy and that. Like, I'm looking at some of the things now, like 2016, he debuted. Within his first debut year, he made the Kiwi squad at the end of that year. Come off the interchange of the Kiwi squad. In his first year of first grade, he made the Kiwi squad. Like, this is the potential that kid had when he was coming through. It was just really unfortunate that injuries and all that hampered him. Like, the Panthers, Timoides Martin was like incredible, like the skill set he had. And then like he went to obviously the Cowboys and all that. He just needed a little bit of time, as you said, Tans. It's just to refine that confidence and that. He's always had the skills and that. It's just the confidence. The one thing that never wavered him though, his defense has always been really, really solid as well too. So, you got to give your hands out there. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's like, it's good to see that when he's had time by himself to direct the team around the park, we've started to see that guy again. And so now we want to see that, whether he does get that sixth role, we want to see that on both sides with Sean Johnson and that. And I don't know if that will happen, being that Sean Johnson is he's got to get his hands on the ball as much as well. Like, but I'd love to see that. You know what I mean? You'd love to see that.
Yeah, I think Timoides is more of that ball running half anyway as well. But I'd like to see 2 kicking halves. Well, especially if we're so right side dominant with SJ, then we mean, I just don't know how else, but something we need to play across the whole paddock, not just half. You know, there's a whole field there, mate, a whole field of players, and you've got to play the whole field.
Yeah.
And I just think, man, we're worthy of greatness. Our boys could just be, mate, I just think we could be, you know, I just think, especially on paper, I mean, it's just, bros, you have to get out there and just figure it out amongst yourselves. You know, I think we've seen a short interview with Weber, and he said, Weber himself said, you know, I've taught them everything that I taught, you know, like it's not up to me now. It's up to them to do what they will with what I've taught them. And he's damn right. It's like, boys, you know, like they know it anyway. Half of them have been playing for, you know, far out years, 10 plus years, most of them. They know. You know, they know what they have to do, but they just need to sit down, I think, and have a talk and be like, bro, I think, you know, we need to do this. This worked for us. This didn't work for us. We need to, you know, you need to trust me for one. I know I can score tries. You know,
yeah, totally agree, Chance. Hey, sorry, keep going, Chance. No, just saying it's absolutely mean cordial, and I think we breaking it down like this is helping us as fans to, I suppose, we're really picking and trying to. Like I really like what you said, Tons, about like we deserve this. Like we're worthy of winning and deserving to be a top side.
Yeah, man, 100%. We always have been, but I just don't think we realise that. And you know, I don't know if you guys watched the RTS interview ages ago on the morning shift. I just want to quickly talk about that because he said something that I found really interesting. That when he came here, he was like, oh, you know, I found it interesting because we'd go to training, we'd do some weights, we'd do some field work, and then we'd just go home. Like there was no video prep. There was none of that was in there. And I found that really interesting. And I was just like, wow, you know, like, and you.
We're behind the 8 ball, eh?
Yeah, man, because you saw it on the field. Because for years I watched and I was like, bro, like, are you not watching videos on the team that you're defending, on the players, you know, not just the team as a whole, but one-on-one, like, you know, if Montoya does prep work on Cobbo or on the others, do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
he said that, I just thought, wow, and it explained so much because it was like, man, that just says so much, and it showed on the footy field, obviously, when we used to go and play, because it was like, right, what are you doing?
Hey, Tons. A little shout out here from Teep saying, might need Auntie in the shed at halftime if the boys are slacking. You might have to get the call up, Tons, to get in the sheds, eh?
Yeah,
you'll fire me up, 100%. You fire me up.
I just think, man, when I watch the boys, I'm just like, bros, like you just don't know how fucking good yous are.
Good yous are, yeah.
Man, like the Warriors problem. Yeah, and I think so. I think a lot of it's confidence, and I put that down to, we're going back to sports journos again, because they've always talked us down. They've never like put us on a pedestal, which in a way is a good thing, because you know when you get put on that pedestal all the time, you think your shit don't stink. And yeah, man, if I could tell the boys, I'd just be like, bros, you know, like, this is if any team, like a Warriors team, I want to win the premiership, it's this team. It's this group of boys. Because they displayed what they put on last year, man, was just, I mean, how exciting was that season? That was dope. And they can do it. They can do it not easily, but far out, man. They can definitely be in the top 4 this year. They've just got to do that mahi and talk to each other. You know, like we saw Dylan Burrow talk.
Yeah, that was beautiful to see.
Yeah, the big key thing that I got out of that chance too, like, you know, when you said about RTS and saying how behind, you know, obviously just how behind New Zealand Rugby League was in those periods of time. I think that's the best thing about what's happened with Webby coming over as a coach, and just what all these boys as a collective are doing with our development systems and stuff. It's like, I know, like, yeah, a lot of people want us to win and I feel like Well, it's like hopefully in the next couple of years we get to touch that like premiership or whatever. But I think all the groundwork that Webby's doing now, and where we're putting systems into their junior grades, where the boys are learning how to play proper rugby league from a very young age and work through those systems with the talent that New Zealand has, because we all know like New Zealand has a ton of talent in rugby, in sport in general. It just needs to be unlocked. And I think the biggest thing is like, that's the best thing about Webby. I know a lot of people, we're watching this season as first grade squad and just watching the first grade squad out there and going, these are the things I hope he fixes this up and all that, but also not seeing everything that's under us. And I think it really got shown these last 2 weeks is all the groundwork he's actually done in that such short a period of time. Like, Graham Talfers and all those guys stood up and not looked completely out of place, which a lot of other teams do struggle with that. A lot of their juniors stepping up and looking completely out of not even up for first grade. We got 2 big scalps over top 4 teams with a lot of boys that had to step up in the first grade. And then our New South Wales Cup team didn't fall apart too well because of that either, because our SG ball side and our flag side stepped up to New South Wales Cup. And that's a massive thing. Harold Matt's won the grand final. Like all these big things that are happening underneath. It's just like success now. We want success now, obviously, because this group, as you said, deserves it. But also, like, hopefully if we continue on this track, keep Webby, keep the system going, grow together, it could be success for not just next year, the year after, year after. That's what we want in New Zealand. We don't want a one swan song and never again, because that'll just feed into the whole argument of Kiwis just always been like this. The Warriors are always like this. It's always been the argument. 1 year they're on, next year they're off. And I think Webby's trying to change that, is just be like every year we're going to be a roundabouts, and hopefully it does start getting a change now.
Hey, just quickly, yes, Jose, anyone can jump on now. I think we'll do another 20 minutes of this corridor. I think we'll save the Origin corridor Ash.
Yeah, bro.
And we'll do the quiz. Just so you guys that are in here.
We'll keep the jersey fresh.
Yeah, keep the jersey fresh. We'll touch on a bit of Origin. I think, we've got some time. But if anyone does want to jump on now, have a little chat about the Warriors. We're gonna go into a little bit of Origin talk soon. And then we're going to do the quiz in about another 25 minutes, just to give everyone time frames. But jump on if you want to. Absolutely. You're more welcome.
Jump in.
Yeah. I'm excited to see, I'm excited when the Cup boys get to debut. I'm always eager to see one of the younger boys come up and debut. I just think it's exciting for us, because I don't get to watch Cup because they don't even put it on Sky, and I used to work weekends, so I never used to get to watch the games anyway because of the times they were on. But yeah, man, I get excited for them, and it's just awesome to watch them play.
Chair Brother Jose, welcome in, my man. How you doing?
Kia ora. How are we? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
What's up, Ash?
Yeah, no,
Kia ora, Tans.
Up, my bro. What's happening?
I just wanted to quickly say congrats getting to 1,000 subs. That's no easy feat. But you guys have created such a good community. You and Ash, Levon have like your own unique. Ash has the stats. Levon is dope. Josh Gage is dope too.
Yeah, Josh.
I just got a question. No, I've forgotten it.
Stay on until you get it, bro.
Hang on. I've been thinking about it for like. I've been thinking about it for like 12 hours. I'll try and get there, but the thing I'm most excited about, I've never been more excited to read a team list than our team against the Cowboys when all of our bros are back, all the big boys. Oh, that was a question. Do you think that we go with our usual lineup when we did have all the boys, or do we think we're going to see drastic changes, like how I was saying, like Te Maire Martin at hooker, like something drastic, something outlandish? Chance playing 6, Tate at fullback, still keeping them both on the field, like we saw that Panthers game. What do you guys think?
What do you reckon, Levon? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll just quickly, my quick thoughts. I think you change. For me, Capewell doesn't come back in. I think you go ahead with either forward, or you go ahead with Marata. Walker, I would like to see as a starter, or Tohu does his 20 minutes and then Walker plays the rest, kind of thing.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So Paulie Roach is a shout too. I think Paulie Roach is above Lussick. A shame he's injured, but I would have him.
Me too.
Above Lussick right now, and I think that was what the plan was on Sunday until he got his injury. So, so there's some things that are changing already. I think Webby putting Roach first was kind of a hint at, yep, he's putting guys up. So he's got his list of guys, and then he's putting them up depending on who's performing better. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think there'll be heaps though. I think honestly the whole thing is about staying fit, keeping everyone fit. Like Dylan Walker, I'd love him to play 80 minutes every week, but he might break down in 5 weeks, So I think he's got to find the balance of using Tohu as well. Don't dismiss Tohu, but get them working a bit better. Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, for me, bro, I don't see drastic changes at all. Rog, when Rog gets back, because we're going to be waiting till round 17 till Rog gets back. For me, it's going to be tough because I can see more and more Bomps really winning that spot. And that's the thing is the more we give Bomps time there, the more that, we're all going to see how good Bomps is there. But I would still love to see if RTS can do it when he gets actual good ball on that edge and whatever happens there without him hunting through the middle. But with everyone else, bro, I agree with Levon. I don't think Catewell will come back to a starting position yet. I think that we've made the move for Jackson Ford to be on the right side. I do believe that they'll probably stick with that now because we've had an opportunity with Marata coming back. He could have easily gone back to the left and Barnett could have gone back up front row, but they stuck solid with those two edge back rollers there. Barney, I'd love to see get back into the middle, but at the moment, I don't think we have that ability until maybe Marata comes back proper and maybe plays out on the edge. So whether you see Jacko go back to the left, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I honestly, with the Dylan Walker shout, for me, it's more of start the game with Tohu for 20, as Levon was kind of touching on, and Walker get a bit more of a role now, a lot more of a role, probably a longer minutes in between the 20 before half, 20 after half, really set us up for the rest of the ride home. Other than that, bro, I feel like all the players that are in those positions are experienced and have the potential to be amazing. It's just we got to play out this game plan with the effort that we've had the last couple of weeks. So I know it's been so good to see these boys be switched up and all in different positions and play amazing like that. But rugby league is an effort game, and if all these best players that we have play with effort and conviction, that's where we're going to see the best Warriors. It's not the Warriors that we've seen the last couple of weeks. I don't care what anyone says. The teams that have run out in the last 2 weeks aren't going to win us a premiership. Our best boys that SJ at 7, all that, that's our premiership winning type team if we can get back to that level. So that's just my thoughts anyway. Lance, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree. I think I'd like to see Dylan Walker play more minutes. I think, and we touched on this earlier, Tohu probably playing the first 20 minutes and then the first 20 minutes or the last whatever, but not 80, not even 60. I'd like to see Roach instead of Lussick on the interchange. I mean, I can understand why Lussick's there, probably more so because of his defence. I mean, he only missed one tackle on the weekend. I think he cracked 46 tackles. But personally, I am not a Lussick fan. I think he's too slow. I don't think he can manipulate. I just think he's slow. He's slow getting the ball off the ground to the player. I'm just I'm like, bro, can you hurry up? Come on. Because they're the ones that control the speed of the game, right? I mean, the hooker controls the speed of the game, which is played it when you're on attack. And for me, I just think he's slow. I think, Catewell, no. Bro, no.
What about you, Jose? What's your thoughts?
Man, I'm not a coach. I'm just an enjoyer of the Warriors. So from my limited knowledge and perspective, I still want to see Chance and Tane on the field together. I thought they were brilliant together. If there's a way to somehow keep them on the field together, that'd be awesome. I agree. Having Tohu play limited minutes, managing his minutes. I know it sucks to do that to our captain, but I just think I think he's nearing the end. I think he's nearing the rainbow bridge of his career. I'll keep Murata on. Do you? I'm looking forward to seeing Sean Johnson be on the sidelines these last 2 weeks. What kind of energy he'll bring on when he comes back? Will he be
fully healthy? Yeah,
more allowing of everyone else to have a run on the field, because that's where our spark came from these last 2 weeks, in my opinion. So it's just real exciting, man. I'm chomping at the bit for next Tuesday, 6 o'clock New Zealand time. So I'm not sure, but
it's better than the game sometimes, eh?
I think the main thing is getting on the bench. Yep,
I couldn't agree more. Teamless Tuesday for
that's basically all I wanted to say. Yeah, and I think the Cowboys are a great team to do it to too, because they're not super amazing, they're not super trash either. So they're sort of, like a good test of how we step up with our boys back, I think. So it's all exciting stuff.
So the Cowboys are great on paper, man.
Anyway,
you look at the Cowboys on paper.
I love the podcast.
They're unreal, eh? Yeah.
Oh, Jose, thank you, bro.
Oh yeah,
appreciate you.
Most of the Queensland team have Cowboys players. No, sweet, bro. That's all I wanted to say. Peace.
Man, brother.
All love, Jose. All love.
Up the Blues.
Yeah, up the Rose, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, no, awesome. Thank you, Jose, bro, for coming on. Yeah, if anyone else wants to jump on for a bit, we're gonna keep going. But
it's nice to put it's nice to put faces to all these names that I see in the chats too.
Yeah. I know.
Because it's usually just the names, so it's good to see people's faces.
Jose's a guy that I don't want to mess with if I run to him in the streets of the hoodie and his beard. I'm like, watch out for this guy, bro. Nah, shout out Jose, bro. You're the man, bro.
Yeah, what a man. The beast, the beast.
Well, he's damn right, though. The teamless Tuesday for round 14 is going to be super exciting. I mean, teamless Tuesday is my favorite day of the week. I'm just like, yeah, man, like, let's go. Nothing much changes, but when I like changes, to be honest. When I do see some changes, I'm like, oh, man, like, let's see what this person's made of. So it can be a really positive thing. Not the injuries. I don't.
Oh, Tan's just popped out. Should phase.
Tan's back. Yeah, you go.
Check that for a little bit, Tan. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, just to see these players like Moala step up. Yeah. But can I ask a question? Do you think Ed Cussy is too big for a winger now? Like, I mean, he's a beast, is he not? Would he look good on the edge? Would he be a good, I don't know, edge,
I know a lot of people have been talking about that, eh? Like, everyone's loving it. For him, it'll take a lot of time, obviously, to learn that edge back row role. Like, at the moment, I don't think he's first grade standard as a winger right now. Like, he's got the potential to be and stuff like that. The bigger body, he's got good post-contact meters, gets through a little bit of work and that. But we're seeing a lot of talent for our back line come up through, our junior grades at the moment. And I could actually see us maybe looking into something like that. We tried to do that with Bomps for a little period there, running him on the edge too. So it shows that we have thought about things like that before. For me, I don't want to put too much on Goss, but I do believe that he needs a little bit more time and just find confidence. I think his biggest thing is confidence. And whether that is in the edge back row position, I think he's got the body for it. I just don't know if it's going to take him time to relearn because edge back row, it's a whole different coverage in defensive systems and, hitting lines in a different way. Like it's going to be a different sort of look, but I'm sure his body is big enough for it. It's just, that little bit of time to work on, but that's
Sadie's got a few errors. That bummed me out, man. That bummed me out when he my gosh, I was just like, oh, mate, are you kidding me? I bummed out from, I was just like, brother, man, come on, switch on. Can't be having any of that bull crap. Not today.
See, The thing with Ed probably going to an edge, we probably won't see him in first grade, in my opinion. Like the amount of edge back rolls and that we've come through our junior grades at the moment too. Like, unfortunately, I just don't think we'll see maybe the full potential of Ed. I just feel like that might be it. Maybe that's a crazy take right now, and maybe he'll prove me wrong. I hope he does, because I love it. He looks like just a genuine nice person that's going for his work, trying his heart out there. But like, it's yet to be seen yet. You know what I mean? It's yet to be seen. And that's the whole thing, is like, you know, the edge back rolls we've got coming up. Leka Halasima. We still got Sifakula to come back off. Obviously, he's come back in cup, so we got yet to see him back in the first grade again. He could play on the edge, play for the middle. You know, Iramira that we got in the cup side as well. Like, you know, we got Laban now. And then when you look at all the injuries, like I've just got the injury list that come back up. So this is the round 14 players that should be coming back. We got Rocco Berry, we got Kurt Catewell, we got Wade Egan, Adam Fennell-Blake, whether to stand down, whatever's going on there. Tohu Harris, Sean Johnson, Chance Nickel-Clockstack. That's a mental load of players that we got to try and fit into positions where a lot of players have really stood up in those other positions too. So that round 14 is going to be an interesting team list.
I'd keep Laban on out. I think he's just getting better every week. You know, like yeah, and there's not heaps of pressure on him. It's just, bro, get out there, do, and he does exactly that. He gets out there, he does his job, but he's going to score a try soon. I thought he was going to score one on Sunday. I was like, bro, like, I don't know. He's going to get a try. Definitely. I think keep him there. I think he's been awesome. You know, he gets out there, he does his mahi, and, you know, and that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
It'd be sad for him to get dropped to make way for Kurt Catewell to come back, I reckon. Yeah, and because he's young, so he's got heaps more gas in the tank. You know, he can last longer out there, and he can probably hit harder too, and take the bigger hits.
The one thing I will say is is our cup team's going to look incredible too. That round 14. Like, think of all the players. So we're going to drop players out to fill in these players, and some of these players will probably go back to cup. Imagine that cup team that we're going to be playing with as well. You know, one of Chanel Harris-DeVita will probably have to drop out, or, you know, Tamade Martin out of those halves pairing there for Sean Johnson to come back. And then you think of, like, Rocco's got to come back somewhere. And then you got, like, so friggin' Graham's going to have to go back. Tane Tuapicki's most likely probably going to have to go back to fullback in cup. You know, just like that cup team in general, even if Laban goes back to cup, he's going to tear that thing up. Like, and these guys all in cup are going to be incredible. You got Leka out there at the moment. You got Sifakula out there at the moment. Like, if you guys get any chance to watch our cup team, especially after all these players come back, go watch out all the talent that we got coming up through the competition, because, yeah, they're incredible.
They don't play the cup games on Sky and that, though, eh? On Sky Sport. Nah.
It's not even the same with New South Wales Cup TV. If you get the app, you only get probably 1 or 2 games a week. It's really disappointing.
It is. It sucks, because they don't even put the whole replays on YouTube either. You only can find highlights of the cup games, and it's really disappointing. Because I want to watch those games.
I was just going to say, like, it's kind of a team in transition. Like, there's 2 things happening. There's guys are regressing. So you got your Tohus, Catewell's on the back end of his career. You got a few others as well. And then you got these young and up and comers, Labans, Zion Mayus, you know, all these young guys coming through. And there's kind of there's like this changing of the guard kind of happening.
Yeah.
And it's we're kind of at this point, I feel a little bit like where it's nearly, you know, like a relay race. You're nearly swapping over, but you got to make sure that guy's up to speed. You know, you're holding the baton back, but making sure that you can make that transition. So I think just give it more time. I feel as though like the difference, like Laban and that will move up. I think Ali will move up. I think once you see Dimitri come through, a few of these other guys, Zion, that transition will happen. But we're just kind of in this phase where, you know, you got your Tohus and that's slowly declining, and then we're going to move with these guys moving forward. Like, I think 2025 is the year to really, maybe 2026. Both those 2 years will be that transition phase, because Sean, for me, Sean will be gone by then, and the rest will move forward.
Yeah,
because I know Catewell and RTS, so they're both signed till the end of 2026. SJ hasn't re-signed yet. I don't think Tohu has either, but I can see SJ sticking it out for one more season, and then that's probably it. But I'm thinking 2026, that season is when we'll see, that transition happen. Only because of the signings of the older guys that are until the end of 2026. So I think, but we want to also be able to pick out the ones, because, man, with all these Cup boys making their debuts for us over these last couple of weeks, these other clubs are going to come hunting. They're going to see these boys and be like, oh, damn. Like,
I'd sign Lea Toa to 5 years right now.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
I'd sign him right now for at least 3 years minimum. Yeah.
My whole thing, like, I wouldn't be too worried about a lot of these boys getting, I'm worried of, obviously, teams are going to notice their talent and try to snatch them up as best they can. But from all the media I've seen out of Zion, Mai'u, Sifikula, Leka Halasima, all these really young kids that we got coming up, Zion came out, I'm pretty sure, I think it was reported that he came out and said that he wants to change the stigma of, Kiwi players going over to Australia and getting their trade over there. They want to get it done in a Warriors jersey, and they all want to come through as Warriors together. And I said this to Levon a little while ago too. It's like, when it felt like Webby has kept a lot of these younger boys down as best as he can, I feel like a lot of it to me feels like he wants to keep a young group together, very similar to what the Panthers had very early on when they came through their cup grades and stuff. They're winning premierships, bang, 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 all the way up through cup. And when they came through, they played together for how many years together? Like, Jerome Luai and Brian To'o and Stephen Crichton, they all went to like school together. They were playing footy together all the way up through the grades. He wants a similar thing.
They've been playing together for probably 10 years since, I think Cleary's like 25 now, isn't he? 24, 25. They've been playing together since they were 15, 16. Cleary, Luai, Critter. And that's why they're so successful.
And that's together, exactly.
It was like how Melbourne Storm, how they were so successful, because you had Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk, Cam Smith, that played together for so long, and they played together in the Queensland team, they played together in the Australian team, and it's another reason for Melbourne Storm's success, because they had that same team, those same players that played together for, a decade.
And if you want that same positivity, where I figured that out too, is it wasn't just that report, but if you go see Zion's debut game against the Titans, even though he lost, he was devastated on the loss. He had his head down, but the group of boys that all came and get it to him is all the boys that have come up through the grade with him. And so you had Leka was there, you had Sifikula was there, even Ed Gossi and all those boys, they were all together and they had got a photo together. Like, that's the Warriors that we're trying to keep together at the moment and bring them up through grade together. But we can't do it too early, because you can blow your load too early, if you know what I mean. Like, you get them up to grade, sort of like if you saw Ed Gossi way too early in the Melbourne Storm game, he had those moments. Now it's so hard to break that stigma of Ed Gossi of being the area riddle type player. And that's a lot of the reason why he's down on confidence now. You know what I mean? You got a lot of teams like the Titans always had struggle with that. They get all these young kids and they chuck them in there saying they're the next guy, and then they fall apart because they haven't had proper development. So that's the thing that Webby's contending with as well in his head, is like, he wants to play Laban, but he also doesn't want to put too much into him, to where if he fucks up a couple of times, Warriors fans will always remember him for that fuck up and be like, I don't want to see him again. You know what I mean? And he'll get that negative stigma around him, and it's really hard to come back from that.
Yeah. No, beautiful. Beautiful, cool little people. Hey, guys, thank you, everyone that's in here. We've got 95 in here across all platforms. Thank you very much. Me and Kōrero whānau, and we're not finished, but we should carry this Kōrero on. I think round 14, that's going to be a massive all-you-can-eat, that one, the team list for there, because I definitely feel like we will see a pathway moving forward. This is like definitely a crossroads for some players. So, but guys, I want to move on into the quiz, if you don't mind. We've got 95 people here. Guys, I'm just going to pull this up. Tans, thank you so much. Hang around. We're going to keep talking. We're going to set this quiz up. If you want to participate, you can, if you've got another phone or whatever. But I'm just going to pull this up here. This is going to be, we're going to give out a prize, guys. So as long as you're not in Germany or Russia or China, I don't want to be sending little things out. I don't want to be paying $150 in shipping, okay? Make sure you're in New Zealand or you're in Australia, one of the two, okay? But I'm just going to bring this up, guys. It's a little quiz little bit of Warriors trivia and a little bit of Wires Up TV trivia too. So get your phones out. I'm going to pull this stream up now. Ash, if you don't mind, what should we do? Yeah, just pull that.
This one?
Yep. Cool. Got the thing here.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Here you go, guys. That is the pin. If you're on your phone, log in. And it's maximum 10 players. So if we can get 10 people in as quickly as possible, we'll go with those 10. But log in now. Yeah. But yeah, let's keep talking a little bit of Origin footy. Tans, you a Blues person?
Yeah, man.
Yep. Mean. Are you happy with the squad?
Yeah. I don't know about Nico Hines, eh? I don't know about the halves. Yeah, I'd prefer Matty Burton in there, to be honest. I think because we've seen what Nico in the last Origin series. Mind you, it's not his fault; they didn't use him properly. But I think Matt Burton is probably more. I don't know. Matt Burton just looks more Origin ready mentally.
Yeah, mental is a big reason, though.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just think.
Yep. Sorry, Tans.
Oh,
sorry. Yep, keep going. Yeah, I think we're
Nico Hines is too nice for Origin.
Yeah, too nice. Yep.
No,
too nice guy.
He's a nice guy. Yeah.
He's a nice boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. We have reached our player limit. Upgrade now. Sorry, I'm not going to upgrade. I got no money. So, those that are in here, you're it. Okay. So we're going to get started. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Why's that one TV 1K celebration? Here we go.
I've got to get this game, huh?
Who is New Zealand Warriors cap number 1?
Oh.
Get your answers in, people. Nine more seconds. Sorry, it might be a little bit delayed, but hopefully we get as many people in as we can. Okay, Greg Alexander is the first. I think he was the first Warriors signed, or he's number 1 on the Warriors list. So let me just exit out of that. Georgie at the top there. Georgie, yes. Sorry, everyone else. I'm not sure what's happened. No points there. But next question. How many tries did Manu score in his Warriors career? And he is the club record holder for tries.
The Beasts.
Yes, the man.
152 tries for the Beast. That is the club's record. Oh, shout out Jono F with taking the lead there. Yes.
Now how far behind everyone else is to that try scale? It's like 82, Stacey Jones.
Yeah.
Bruh.
How many Simon Mannering medals has Simon Mannering won? That's one of those tongue twisters. How many Simon Mannerings has Simon Mannering won? Mannering Simon won and won.
This guy.
Okay. 5 medals. Yes.
Damn.
He's won 5 of his own medals. That's crazy.
Oh, Ash, can you just move your screen, brother?
It's not conflict of interest.
bro.
Yes.
How do you win 5 of your own medals?
I think they were. I don't know. I think it was Player of the Year before, but because he got so many of them, I think they became the Simon Mannering medal. So yeah. Yeah. So shout out Jono F in the lead. Good on you, George, getting some points on the board. Where was Ash born? Look at the beautiful man right there.
Oh, baby me. Look at that. Me and my sister.
Look at him. Look at him. Brisbane.
Old school cringe.
Ipswich, Caboolture, or Redcliffe? See if Ash's got any family on here. Everyone is wrong. It is Caboolture.
Cabo boy.
He's a Cabo boy. So the score remains the same.
45-10, baby.
45-10. Okay, here we go. How many tries did Francis Melly score against the Bulldogs in the 2003 finals?
How good was old France? Jose, Justin Bieber hand face.
5 tries. That was a classic game. Do you remember that one time?
Beast.
No, I don't. I'm going to have to go. I might watch that tonight after this.
Yeah, go watch Melly destroy the Bulldogs. That was a good one. Jono F is still on top. Okay, we got some points on the board. Teeps is in there. Epi Gabriel.
Here you go, Jono.
Yeah, good on you, Jono. They're holding on there. Okay, here we go. Which junior footy club did Ali Lawatiti play for?
Mm.
What a freak of nature he was.
Yeah, man.
Mangere East Hawks. Yes.
Mm.
Psycho Sid. Oosh. Is moving up
Step
the
up.
ranks. Stepping up. Here we go. Okay. How many hyphenated names are in the current Warriors top 30 squad?
Three.
Well, too many.
Three.
It's a tough one. Count them out if you can.
There's a lot of them there.
Gotta be at least 6.
7.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
7.
go, Tom.
Go, Tans, rattle them off.
CHP, Mighty Martin, AFB, Dylan Martini, Zelezniak, Moala, that guy?
Not far.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and did I say Sean Ross? Did I?
Yeah, and I think there's another one. Starts with a
What
T. TSS.
TSS? Is it a
Tanner
cup
Snowers
player?
Smith.
Oh,
Tanner
Smith.
Snowers
All right,
yeah.
yeah.
Top 30 squad, yeah.
I want to think one
cool.
place in first grade.
Awesome. Okay, next person, Johnny F. still on top. Which Super League club did Stacey Jones play for?
I actually didn't follow too much of Stacey in England. I wonder how he went. Would have killed it.
Yes, it was the Catalan Dragons.
There you go.
There you go, people. Teeps is moving up the ranks. Jono F still on top. George, not too far behind. Yeah, very nice tight board there. What junior footy club did Levon play for? Look at me.
Oh,
Sorry, I
look
didn't
at
have a
him.
picture of my junior footy club, but I found this in the old hard drive somewhere.
Mm.
That was probably my parents intentionally trying to do something there. They got sick of me. Territory Roosters, yes. Tat North, bro. That's where I grew up.
You're
Big
a
up
Oh, my
Roosters
Roosters,
buckle
man.
plays, my buckle plays for Te Atatu Roosters.
Oh, mean.
Yeah, just had his, I think, second or third game on the weekend. Yeah, it was good.
Cool. Oh, Psycho Sid getting some points. George. Nice. Building up. Okay. Here
Gee,
we
you
go.
fellas are people, all right?
Which former Warriors player does Ash have close ties to? I know he
Yeah, I've
went.
said this multiple times.
Yeah.
I boast it.
Didn't you go over to America with this person in New York?
Oh, it must be.
Ronald
No
Volkman.
substance. No substance.
Wasn't Matty Lodge, was it, when you on that trip with him? No.
I'll never come back.
You never be back in the country. Okay, yeah, Epi's moving up. Nice, very nice. Okay. Yeah,
Shout out to
Volkman,
Ronnie.
Yeah, shout out to Ronnie.
Shout out to
Hope
Ronnie.
he's doing well. Sad, we all sad for what's happening with him, but hopefully he gets back on the field.
Yeah, hard out, 100%.
Which former Warriors player had the most Kiwi caps? Oh,
Oh,
Ooh.
I think I know this one. That guy.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Ruben Wiki.
Yep.
Most cap
The
Kiwis. I
beast.
think it was 54, 55 tests. Yep. So.
Oh, Ruben, man.
Oh, Psycho
freak.
Sid. Psycho Sid. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, damn, you jumped up there, Psycho Sid.
Who is this? Who is this, people? Who is this warrior?
Oh, oh no. That,
How
good
dare
day.
you do that?
oh, good one, mate.
If you know, you know.
How dare he, eh? How dare
You gotta
he?
go. You gotta go.
Good on you, Rusty.
Oh,
Good on you, Rusty. Oh, that's gold.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, there's a 3. Wow. Psycho Sid on top. George moving in just behind with OG Thunder. Oh my god. John F dropping down. Whoo.
Hey, boys.
How many grand finals have the Warriors played in? This should be this is a nice simple one.
You know what? I wish
Finals,
football. I wish football ran like the Premier League, bro, because we would have won a premiership by then. You know what I mean? We have one minor premiership, so should go like that.
mm.
It was 2. Absolutely. Oh, John F sneaking back up. He's getting back into it. Very nice, very nice. Okay, here we go. How many drop goals has Sean Johnson made in his Warriors career?
Oh,
Ice
that's
in his
pretty
veins.
interesting. Could be.
Clutch.
It's 4 people. And I thought it was more.
Mm. I thought it was more.
Yeah.
Oh,
I looked through the stats through the years. He didn't make a drop goal. Now, NRL might be wrong, but he got 2 last year, and he got, I think was it 2 this year or something like that. He's got 4, and he's got 1 at Sharks, so he's on 5. Yeah.
You know what he was good for though, bro? The fakey, the field goal, and then take it off and go on.
mm.
Yeah.
Where he's at, bro.
Absolutely. Psycho Sid is going ham right now. Whoever you are, Psycho.
Crushing it. You came
Man.
from the bottom. Well,
Yeah. Hang on.
no, you're up there.
Okay, here we go. What is this man's real name? I know he's the sign guy, but for those that know,
You should put the sign guy as one of the answers.
He's got some pretty cool signs, though, has he not? Like his,
Unreal.
yeah, his are really good.
Mm.
Robert Harris, good friend of the Wise Up TV.
Oh, the
good
coffee guy.
all-round-
Yeah, Robbie.
Yeah. He's a good guy. So yep, Psycho Man on top, dominating now. George actually just behind. Not far off at all.
It's getting close.
What year did the Warriors play in this heritage jersey?
Woo!
Damn.
Was that memories of certain players in that one?
My memory's so bad.
2011.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
2011.
that was 2011. I think we even played the Tigers in that one in the
Yup.
in the finals. Yep, That's the one I remember it in. Oh, Teeps.
Shee.
Very nice.
He's moving on up.
What was the score of Ash's first finals in footy? First final in footy. Where are you, Ash, in this picture? I can't see you.
Bro, it's a crazy one. I'm in there in the mix somewhere there. Think about the young hooker.
Look at the hairdo back, the emo vibe back then, eh?
Bro, it was
Look at
popping,
you
man.
boys. What club was this?
This Stanley River Wolves, bro. 40-0. We dominated
40-0.
that game. We killed them.
Mean.
I want to see points like that for our boys when we play.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's what I want our scoreboard to look like.
Psycho's
the
dominating the spot. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Okay. What night is All You Can Eat Warriors usually on? Have we ever done one on different nights? I wonder if that's interesting.
I wonder. Yeah, it'd be interesting. The real fans will know.
The real one. Yeah, it's Tuesday night. All You Can Eat Warriors.
All you can eat.
All you can eat. Absolutely. Oh, OG Thunder. Sheesh. Psycho holding on to top there. Here you go. The Warriors have played at Carlaw Park. True or false?
Jeez.
For those that know Carlaw Park, that goes back, back in the day. The home of rugby league before Ericsson. True. We played a preseason game there, I think in 1995.
Damn.
So we have played there. Although the Warriors, synonymous with Ericsson Stadium, we did play a preseason game there. Yes. So, Teeps moving up. Here we go. Last question. How many row parties have played for the Warriors?
Oh, it's a good one. I feel like I'm missing one. Have to see.
3.
Oh, I
think
got it.
Yeah, 3 brothers. 3, the 2 brothers, I think, and then
The sun.
Jerome. Yeah, Jerome. Yeah. So 3 on there. Okay, let's see who the winner is.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
OG Thunder.
OG Thunder.
Third. Teeps.
Teeps.
Second. Who's this?
And the winner is Psycho Sid.
Hey.
And here we go. A round of applause for Psycho Sid.
Morning, guys. You get onto it, fellas.
What a win.
Psycho Sid, if you can take a screenshot of your win, please. Screenshot your phone, send it to me at WazUp on Instagram or WazUp. Yeah, WazUp TV. Yeah, WazUp on Instagram, and we'll get your prize to you. Hopefully, you're not in Russia or Ukraine or anywhere crazy. Okay. Yeah, take a screenshot of that. Thank you everyone for participating in the WazUp 1K celebration Kahoot. Hope you enjoyed it. That was I think that we might have to do that again, Ash.
100%, man. We might make that a regular occurrence. It was good fun. It's good fun. Testing my knowledge too.
No, man. Oh, where's Tan? She bounced, is she?
She must have dropped out. Maybe the internet dropped out. I'm not too sure, but hopefully she's doing well.
Okay. Anyway, oh, sorry, Epi. Yeah, sorry, it timed out. Hey, we tried it. That was heaps of fun. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We'll definitely try it again. Some more guys. Psycho said, Jazz, Psycho said, I located our Antarctica. Oh, OG Thunder, mate, you did very well. You did very well. That was, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for participating in that. Oh, Tans, if you are there, come in and say goodbye. But we are going to wrap up soon. But if you had to bounce, all good. Appreciate you, bro. While she's out, how awesome was Tans, bro?
Bro, awesome, bro.
Great analysis, too. Great analysis.
100%. Here we go. Was it Sorry, guys. Not sure what happened. Thank you so much. Having me, appreciate it immensely. No, we appreciate you, Tans.
Sorry,
And
Tans,
legit, you got a
say
spot.
goodbye. But thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you. We'll no doubt get you on again sometime soon.
Yeah.
Go, guys. As I say, check out the Monday evening Corridor Warriors Fan TV. Ty's been on here. Tans has been on here. So we're always sharing the love with Warriors Fan TV and all of our other creators. I mean, Fanatics is in here.
Yo.
We appreciate Fanatics and everyone that we're involved with. So thank you again, Tans. We really appreciate you. And you're always welcome on Wires Up TV. Okay, my man. Okay, quickly. We'll go to 2 hours. I think I've got a bit of time. Quickly talk about your team. Let me just talk about what I think of the Queensland.
What's that?
What's that?
What's that, brother?
We'll let the game do the talking, huh? We'll let the game do the talking, like we've done for how many years? You know what I mean?
Here we go. Are you guys still playing Are you still playing the underdog role?
We are the underdogs, man. Have you not seen Harry Grant's ill, bro?
Harry Grant's ill. The typical.
He's ill, bro. The Blues hit the. It happens every year. Nah, man, I'm massively excited for this, bro. I can't wait.
So your team, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's pretty solid across the park. Like, you know, obviously the big notable names that came in. Like, if you haven't gone and seen my predicted team list and that, guys, go check it out on TikTok and stuff. I only missed by a couple, which was I was really happy with myself about. Like, so, you know, big tick there. Muzza in the winger spot. Obviously, he's not been in incredible form lately, but he's an incredible player. Like, he's defensively so sound. So I can't wait to see that. Obviously, you guys know him from last year as a guy that saved Teddy's try and all that sort of stuff. You know, defensive effort, bro. He's incredible, man. He's unreal. Just that. Do I say it? Queensland mentality, baby. Just that Queensland mentality. Nah, you know, like, so I'll be honest, like, the way you know that, I'll put it all to you, actually. The way you know that New South Wales have picked a squad that is really, really solid and it's got a lot of talking points, a lot of things to worry about too, is the amount of Queensland notable legends that have come out and actually try to critique the New South Wales squad as much as possible. That's when you know you've picked a really good squad. Listening to Bloke in a Bar and that, like, a lot of talking on how the New South Wales Blues are running out, obviously the bench change and stuff. But as I said in my little review, is the names I'm circling is like Liam Martin, obviously Spence. And if Mitch Barnett gets into a spot there, I'll be way more worried about this Blues squad, because that is the old school Blues that I used to worry me back when I was like a young boy, like 04, you know, all those years growing up. You had Brad Fittlers and that, but you also had like the O'Donnells, you had, you know, the Waterhouses, just those grinders, bro. That's what you've been missing for such a long time. But yeah, to finish on our squad, like Jaden Sewer, I can't wait to see him back in Origin. Yeah. Obviously, he got a mean shoulder. Like, he's defensive. Like, he's so good in defense. So I'm really, really excited to see that. Obviously, the big name that misses out is Dave Fafita. And for me, it sucks. I would have had Dave Fafita there. But I think we're all on the board of, like, in Billy we trust. Something Billy's done. Either Billy's trying to put a rocket up Dave Fafita to get him back to some standards and stuff like that, even though he's playing good footy at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Maybe it's just in complete standards, as in, like, what's going on off the field and all that. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited, bro. I think we've named a really, really top squad here for the amount of names that we could name. Obviously, you know, no Munster in that. But same on your end, bro. Like, I feel like he's named probably the best squad you could with all the injuries that you've had as well. You know, obviously, Matty Burton is probably someone that a lot of people want in as well. I kind of do agree with seeing this lineup here. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a gun of a game, bro. What are your thoughts overall?
I want to ask you quickly about what Gus was saying, that he thinks the Blues team are more like hard workers. Like, that's what Madge has selected. It's probably why he selected Reece Robson, why he selected Dylan Edwards. Just consistent work rate. And he is obviously maybe losing a little bit of X factor, a bit of dynamic play around the ruck, but he's willing to sacrifice that for for workers. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that will work against Queensland? Be honest.
I think I do think that a lot of what's happened the last couple of years too, like me and close mate of mine have been talking about it at work, and that the game plan by the looks of it is going to be very direct footy. There's going to be no link play through the middle by the looks of it, with Cam McGuinness playing 13 with Isaiah coming off the bench. I'm thinking Isaiah is going to play a way more direct, up and down type game when he comes on the field, quick play to ball speed and stuff like that. And a lot of it's going to come down to the playmaking of Nico Hines and that. So if you look at some of the better teams in the competition, and as Willie Mason has pointed out in the past, and you pointed out with Tohu, being our league man with the Warriors and stuff, we've lost a lot of the direct football that, front foot footy that has played like it, that really puts teams on the back foot when you have that link man there. And a lot of teams have gotten used to defending that shape. And I think the Maroons were the first real look at how to defend the Panthers to the best ability. No one can do it properly. You know what I mean? The Panthers still winning championships out there, but they did it to avail of the way they slide and the certain spots that they hit. You know what I mean? I think now that you see, play like teams like the Roosters at the moment where you got Victor Radley that's not playing that link play anymore. He's not being that ball play lock. He's come back. They put him on an edge now. And a lot of it's just first off the ruck with Semi Walker. And I expect very similar things to the Blues here, where they don't have, the slow speed of, Yo getting the first receiver, then playing out the back in a block shape. They're going to play straight off the ruck off Reece Robson, play direct, and just hit those guys running front foot footy. So, and that's going to really hamper us on the back foot. We got a lot of hard workers as well, but there's been moments, especially with the talent that the Blues have, because Blues have always had some of the most talented players to ever come through. It's just their game plan is always, faltered behind at the moment, because it is a lot of that link play with that 13 that slowed everything down. A lot of times all they do is just shift out to an edge. Ruben Cotter was so good at it last year. So that's my honest thoughts on it, bro. Like, I think they've picked a team that not so much as just hard workers, because they're 100%, they're all hard workers there, but I think they picked the best team for front foot footy and direct football. You got Payne Haas is going to get play to ball speed. Nico Hines plays his best football off front foot footy first off the ruck. I think that's the way they're kind of entailing it here. So that's my thoughts overall. What are your thoughts overall?
Yeah, I mean, that Panthers block shape was so predictable for Queensland last year. They shut it down completely. And I like the idea of Yo just coming in as an energetic runner. He's very good around the ruck. Leg drive, speed, getting at the line. I think it's overall a good squad. I think it'll be interesting just to see how it matches up. What have you noticed with Slater's selections? Do you think he's kind of tweaked his game plan? I think I heard him talk a lot about he's got Cobbo as the 17th man. Kind of how Webby, I think NRL is focusing on getting the fourth bench spot as kind of a utility and running with a 3-man forward rotation. I can understand that, because you look at what happened last year with Cook playing in the centers, looked absolutely stupid and just ruined any chance of winning a game. 100%. So I feel that that's probably something as well that the Blues should look at too. But do you feel like how will he approach his game plan this year? What is the strategy behind what Slater from his selections, what you're seeing that he wants to try and achieve?
I think it's going to be very similar to what Webby does with his bench when he has that that player that's going to be the utility cover. I wouldn't be surprised if Cobbo actually gets brought on in the middle, sort of like what we've done in the past with KP, what we've done with Cooper Cronk. When we've had all those other positions covered, we're playing them through the middle. KP's for his first game of Origin, we played him off the bench in that 14 jersey. We played him through the middle. He had to do a ton of work, and that was one of his better games too in Origin. He was incredible like that. And the Broncos have done it with Cobbo last year. They did it for a little short period there where they ran him at that 13 jersey, which everyone, when they saw that on the team list, were like, what is going on? Like, why is Cobbo playing in the middle? But, he handled his own. You don't want to play him there for longer minutes, but I feel like if you're going to get minutes into him, that's one way to do it. And obviously the other way is more so, if we got any back lines that drop out, if there's any injuries, because, it's been hampered for the last, how many years, the amount of, backlines, like backline players that have dropped out, like the Blues, as you said, with Damien Cook trying to play center, even like what Tommy Turbo went down with the pec injury last year as well. Yeah. They had Nico Hines go to the edge there too. We obviously won the game off the back of that sort of, that
it was. So, yeah.
I think it's a lot of playing like front foot footy in that sort of area too, where Madge is playing an all out, like, I've got my team here. If anything goes wrong, it is what it is. That's up in the air. But I know that the team here is just going to be out there, and he's got a direct game plan. So he's going balls to the wall. if it all falls apart, if there's any injuries in the back line, it is what it is. They're just going to go for it. And for the middle in that, where I feel like Billy's playing a bit more conservative of like, all right, I know who to change here, here, and here. One thing I actually want to throw out to you, because I did touch on it before. I reckon if Dylan Walker played majority of this year without the injuries and stuff like that, I really do think he would have had a look in on that, that 14 jersey in Origin, because of him also having that backline cover sort of aspect to it.
He was the perfect backline type cover guy. Yeah.
I don't think people are talking about it enough. Like, you got, obviously, everyone's been talking about Cam McGuinness was going to be that 14. Now he's at 13 and stuff like that. But looking at everyone else on the bench, like Matt Burton's been thrown up as that. He can play center, he can play half and that. But if you wanted a forward that could play through the middle, that could also play on the center, the edge, and the halves, Dylan Walker was that perfect player. And if he wasn't injured, I honestly do think we could have had 2 Warriors representatives in this team here. That was my thought over. What were your thoughts on that? Maybe
he just rounded out fitness wise. He's just rounding out now, so it's just too late. It was too late to call, I think.
100%.
But it would have been the right call, because I think McInnes and Yo, it's like almost too much of one thing, maybe. And if you would have had Dylan, you'd probably have him as your 17th man, or he just can do so much.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, again, you'd never know, but he might be a calling for Origin too. You just don't know what could happen. And if he's playing really well, the thing with Dylan, he's just he knows the game of footy inside and out. He knows what will be required. He knows what it looks like in every spot. So if you had him covering, he'd majority do a good job.
And from memory, bro, he was in the grand final winning team of that Rabbitohs team with Madge. Very similar.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he was in that grand final.
He's one of Madge's guys, probably.
He's one of Madge's guys. So honestly, do believe that if he was fully healthy and got through the season and playing the similar footy as what he is now, he would have had a jersey. I still wholeheartedly believe that. If you look at the bench that they got now, I think that's the only thing that you can look at the Blues now and go, the bench, the interchange, like the rotations, I'm still yet to kind of see the way it's going to go. Like Hamole, like whether he's going to push into an edge, Liam Martin probably go to a middle look. Hudson Young, where's he going to come on and really do his damage? Like, are you going to play 2 long-minute edges and take him off and put Hudson Young out there? Like, how many minutes is he going to get? Spencer's a big one. Like, Spencer's just that type of guy. Go out there for 20 minutes and bash and just go. But, like, everything else, I think Mitch Barnett is well more suited to that bench, in my opinion, than Hudson Young.
I would roll Martin in that for, like, I'd have rolled Martin and Crichton just for the whole game.
Yeah.
And they can play those minutes. They can play long minutes.
For me, bro, the way I looked at it when I did my predicted squad, and the way I looked at it was, I've seen Liam Martin in Origin come off the bench through the middle and change the game. Like, momentum wise, like he defends so hard. He can play as a middle forward. I would have loved to see him go to the bench. Olakau'atu play some decent minutes on the edge, and Liam Martin come on and just change the dictation of the game. I felt like he was more suited to that role than maybe Hamole, you know what I mean? But Mitch Barnett's got that ability too. So really, I hope Mitch stays in that 20 role, because as a Queensland fan, I don't want to see him there. As a Warriors fan, as soon as he goes into Origin, we don't get him next week either. So let's just, keep him in that reserves. The Blues don't need
It's only benefiting you, mate. It's only it's benefiting me because he doesn't play for the Warriors. He plays for the Warriors and he comes back. But it's benefiting you too much.
Hey, that's what the situation I'm in, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay, so say, would you not rather have Mitch Barnett play, and then he comes back to the Warriors and he's the same player, or would you rather Mitch Barnett play, beat you guys, but the Warriors improve and we make the grand final? What do you want?
There's a couple of key words you had there, bro, and that's beat you guys. Because if he comes back with a loss under his belt, I don't know how he'll be. Nah, I'm joking.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where's your heart? Is it Warriors or Queensland? Like, where actually is your heart?
When it comes to Origin, bro, it's all Queensland for the week.
You disgust me, man. Warriors all day. Come on.
Oh, I didn't hear that. You want Mitch Barnett back or?
No. That's what I feel. I mean, it doesn't matter the result, but if Mitch plays, I think you'll get a lot from that and bring it back to the top.
He will.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of like him playing. I would love to see him on the field. he like I think what Webby's done with these guys specifically has kind of like molded them and put them in this position to be flexible, like to be able to play in these big games. I've got no doubt Mitch will be fine no matter what role they ask him to play in Origin. He'll step up. He'll do everything. Just hope he gets a shot. It'd be interesting to see what Madge does, but he's in the squad. You never know. There's always injuries at training. You know, it's that time of year. Hamstrings pulled, everything. You know, it's all adding up on people's bodies. So it's just whoever stays fresh the most. You know, but yeah,
I think like the as you said, like I think the key point to really hold on there too is like what Webby has done for this club for a player of him to come in and suit that role now and like really show his ability. It's a similar thing as like when Dave Fafita got, you know, rumored to go to the Panthers the first time. And I was so excited. Not only like, I was like with the NRL, I was like, don't do that. But when it came to Origin time, I was like, do that move, please. So you learn all the intricate parts of football. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing Mitch Barnett was missing in his game from the Knights. He's come to the Warriors. That's such a good system that he's made him the player he is right now. And he's made Origin jersey. It's the same thing as, you know, we got Isaiah Papali'i going to the Panthers. It's not only just good for the Panthers. If you look at after football, when we go to internationals, Isaiah Papali'i is going to be a whole different guy for the Kiwis being in that Panthers system. So that's the real positive we take out of all this, my bro, is that our system is now a system that is putting these guys on a pedestal and players can come to us and expect to get to a level of an Origin jersey now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there was a good period, as we pointed out last time, Jacob Lilliman was our last man, Queenslander, that played Origin. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean, bro. Yeah, it's good to see that our club is putting these guys on a pedestal and, like, you know, they're getting selected for big honors like this. And I think he's going to be incredible whether he plays or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Hey, I think we'll leave it there, Ash, for now.
I love that.
Because I'll let you carry on tomorrow as well. I know there'll be a lot of talking points. Guys, just so you know, Ash is back with Around the League with Ash tomorrow. What time, brother? 7:30 still or 7?
Was that for your time? It would be 7:30 your time.
7:30, guys, New Zealand time. No doubt you'll be talking Origin. No doubt you'll be talking some of the other stuff as well.
No doubt.
Punters Paradise back.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think there's going to be a lot of value now with all these Origin players out. There's going to be a lot of names that a lot of people don't know that are filling in positions that you're going to hit some good multis on, I reckon.
And guys, you know Ash, bro, he knows the whole league inside and out, man. So pick his brains tomorrow night in the chat. Get your punters, get your tips in. And no doubt Ash will have some mean cordial. But yeah, we'll save that thing. And I'm going to put it out there, bro. You keen to do a watch along?
Ooh, I thought you would never ask, man.
Origin watch along.
100%, bro. 100%. What do you reckon, guys? Do we do an Origin watch along next Wednesday?
We have to, man. We have to. We
have to. We got the perfect yin and yang, you know, Queensland, New South Wales, Warriors fans. And we're going to watch the Queenslanders win. So I'd love to do that.
Oh, no, beautiful, man. Okay, well, yeah, we'll do that. Anyway, guys, Ash, come in for that for tomorrow night. Ash, I'm just going to call it now. I think we'll just have a week off on Sunday. Enjoy the weekend. Beautiful. Over here, it's a long weekend. King's birthday, so I'm just going to chill with the fams.
Enjoy it.
But we'll be back definitely for All You Can Eat next week, Tuesday, and then a watch along too. So that's enough. But enjoy that, guys. There's heaps of cordial too in this. So come back and watch this because Tarns was spitting facts.
Unreal.
Spitting bars. Ash as well. So and come back and watch the quiz as well if you need if you want to learn more about us.
Quiz those.
Yeah. But any other last cordial from you, brother?
Nah, bro, we got it all done there. 2 hours, amazing stream, bro. And shout out to everyone in the chat. You guys have all been amazing, blowing up the chat all the way through. And shout out to Tarns again. Like, you know, anytime, Tarns, if you want to jump on, we got a spot for you. You're incredible. Like, I just love the way you talk, the way you go about your business, and you just you stick to your points, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And quick shout again, Tony. We didn't call it out, but Tarns was talking, I think, at the time. But thank you very much. Appreciate the super chats.
Tony.
We always love it and supporting the co-public. So, no, thank you, everyone. We'll leave it there. Enjoy your long weekend. We'll come in for Ash's stream, support Tautoko, ask your questions, and then, we'll definitely see you next week. But other than that, enjoy, guys. Up the wires. Stay safe.
The Waz.
And
Up
last
the
thing,
Maroons.
no, cut that. Up the Blues, baby. Get out of here.
Up the Maroons. Later, Waz.